This news broke right after Christmas, and it just sent a shockwave through the fan community and former cast members alike. Mickey Lee, who was such a vibrant part of the most recent season of the show, had passed away. And she was just 35 years old.
All right, let's start by breaking down the details of this incredibly sad news just as it was reported.
Just 35. I mean, that's the number that really just hits you, right? It just underscores the absolute tragedy of this story. And only 35 years old, a life that was so full of promise was just cut way too short.
Yeah, her family confirmed that she passed away in the early evening, on Christmas Day of all days. You know, the timing on a day that's supposed to be about celebration just made the news that much heavier for her loved ones and for the whole fan community.
So, from what's been shared publicly, it seems this was a really sudden and severe health crisis. A GoFundMe page that was organized for her mentioned that she was in the ICU after a series of cardiac arrests, which really helps explain why this all felt so shocking and so sudden.
Okay, so beyond the tragic headlines, I think it's so important we talk about who Mickey actually was as a person and why she made such a big impact in a pretty short amount of time.
So on screen, of course, you'll know her from season 27 of Big Brother. But, outside of the game, she was an event curator from Jacksonville, and she was living in Atlanta. What really made her stand out, though, and it's what people keep mentioning, was this incredible, authentic energy she just brought with her everywhere. It's really why she connected with so many people so fast. And, a description from her GoFundMe page really paints this incredible picture of who she was. It called her vibrant, strategic, and unforgettable. And that just highlights that she wasn't just some personality on TV. She was a true creative force who brought both this amazing charm and a really fierce competitive spirit to everything she did.
To really get a sense of why this was such a shock to everyone, it helps to look at the timeline. I mean, everything unfolded so quickly. Let's walk through it.
Wow, it really all just happened within a few just devastating days. So on December 22nd, that's when we first heard she was in critical condition. Just 3 days later, on Christmas Day itself, she passed away. And then the very next day, her family shared that official, heartbreaking announcement.
As you can imagine, the news of her death led to this immediate, just widespread outpouring of grief, especially from the people who got to know her during her time on the show.
And the Big Brother world, it really is a tight-knit community, and you could feel that this loss was felt so deeply by everyone. Social media just immediately filled up with tributes as fellow houseguests and alarms were all trying to process this awful news.
And you see this common theme running through all the tributes, right? It was about her positive impact. Fellow alum Rachel Riley put it just perfectly, writing that Mickey shared so much light with us and was such an amazing soul.
And that sense of just profound devastation, it was echoed by so many, including Nicole Hayes, who wrote simply, "We are incredibly sad for this unfortunate loss," a feeling that just clearly spoke for the entire community.
It's just so clear what a lasting impression she made. Bailey Pelham remembered her kindness and her light, and then just added, "This one hurts." And man, that just says it all, doesn't it? But ultimately, I think it's her family's statement that really captures her most important legacy. They want her to be remembered for the joy she brought into the lives of so many. And that sentiment, it really does seem to be the core of what everyone who talked about her had to say. And all of this really leaves you with one final thought, doesn't it? Mickey Lee was a contestant on a TV show for a season, and yet the grief over her passing feels so real and personal for so many people. Her story really makes you wonder, how does a personality on our screens become such a real and meaningful presence in our lives?